spectating here at Ruapuna, so do come and join us. All right, somebody that has missed the start that then finds that they've got to go back here. So this is our Muzz's Bike Supersport 150. So somebody's missed the start. So that means they didn't get to the dummy grid in time. So they're going to have to start here from pit lane. So they're going to have to start. So there'll be sort of like a two-start for them. The field will get away in one start. And this is massive. This goes all the way back to the Honda Cars Civic RS Turbo. And we've now got the other start, so Brendan will be doing the two starts, so do the other one with the green flag. So keen just to be watching what he's doing here. So there it is, the Honda Cars medical safety vehicle to get away, and we're going to do the other ones. It slows down to allow our other pit lane start to get away, and that'll move over and still allow our motorcycle to come up the pit chute here and get out on the racetrack and join us. So there we have the Honda Cars Turbo RS. Man, that is a nice looking car, and big thanks to Honda Cars for the graphic and design of it. That'll be good. I'll tell you what, it'll be worthwhile buying that car after it's finished its demo work with us, because it'll probably come with the graphics on it. You'd have the flashes looking car. We probably might want to take the medical part of it off, but to have the graphics of our New Zealand Superbike Road Race Championship. You see, of course, Alfa Romeo and World Superbikes. Always like to see the nice cars that go round to support motorcycle meetings, and we've got the beautiful new little Civic RS Sport out there for you with the turbo on as well. So I tell you what, great bit of machinery, and you can hook up as well. Check it out from Honda Cars as we go racing as well with our Supersport 150. And as Spider picked up before, there is what we call the buckets incorporated with, which is effectively a Formula 4 environment, and that's where you've got the smaller bikes, and you've got Matthew Hugenboozem mixed in amongst these guys. So he might finish up in about 8th or 10th place overall, but it's the fact that he's running within the class in the bucket category and getting a first place out of that. And as Canterbury always has done, and is the best at in the country, Supersport younger riders used to be called the development class, but in fact we've got junior and senior, and what they mean is that's the age of the rider and eligibility. So the juniors are our teenagers, and then our seniors are our older adults, because there's some people that this is their domain. They've got probably a weight of around 80 kg, so they sit well on a bike like this. They haven't got a big budget, or they don't want a big budget. They've still got a life. They might be 6 days a week. They might be a family man, but they still love motorcycle sport. And you can hop on the little 150/250 bikes and go out in this Supersport class, the 150. So great to see Spider, and never a dull moment in 150 racing here at Ruapuna.
No, and you can recognise the difference in the number boards there. The red ones are the seniors, the red numbers on them, and the white background are the seniors, and the black ones are the juniors. They're not separated in the program, they're not separated in the timing sheet. It's all about bragging rights. And with 38 bikes on the track, 30 bikes, sorry, it's absolutely incredible racing all the way through. Doesn't matter whether they're first or last, but my word, Paul Skinner out there on 11 has got a healthy lead there for such a small race class there. Brent Cotton there in second place on 81, Philip Lowe, Chris Sutcliffe, Sucky, Joey Ransom. Now Joey had a crash yesterday at some stage because he was called up to get his gear and his bike re-scrutineered. So back in 5th place, that's confidence inspiring for young Joey, and already learning quite a bit about the bike set up, you know. And he said yesterday in the qualifying, I'm not happy with my front forks. I'll go out in the next session because it's coming up, and then we're going to get some change of fork oil. So a young kid that a year ago had virtually never sat on a motorcycle gets out there, and he just about swallows his ears as smiles that big, like a lot of these young kids, and the older boys like Skinny and Cotton and the
retailing on the used bike market as such, Spider, you know, you're talking an average of only $2,000 for these machines. You know, so very, very affordable racing. To be going at these kind of speeds and having the fun and being here on a world-class day like the New Zealand Grand Prix, you can't do better than that.
Yeah, and inclusive with that is quite often you'll look on Facebook or the MCI Canterbury page, and they've got a twilight test session on a Wednesday, and they also put the mentors out there with the riders. So a newcomer might come along with a jacket on there, and the mentors can get out there and pick up that that's a newcomer there, and come back to the pits and have a little bit of discussion about lines. So what a great way to train young people. But Paul Skinner, in fact, we've got a lap record for the lightweight for the SS150s. We don't actually have a lap record printed out there. So senior development, because I'm looking at a different name.
And then junior development up here. So Sam Galter, I remember when Sam did that, that's a couple of years ago now.
So 138 and 153 right now, we're running around in the 155 mark, so a bit slower in terms of lap records, but Chris Sutcliffe has put down the fastest lap time, 155.455. Mate, he's only 10 thousandths of a second difference to Paul Skinner. Paul Skinner's got that gap. out on the track there as we see him going through the Icon corner. Used to be pothole here at Ruapuna, but the Icon over the back there. So already the third man is just 20 thousandths of a second, 2/100ths of a second, just 0.2 away. But those three other bikes going into the hairpin at the moment. Somebody goes up on the inside. That's a great move there. Often a chance to run it wide here. That's the risk you might pay, but keeps it in tight enough to get the drive out of that corner. So we're looking at the podium here. Already Paul Skinner has gone through the scope guard, not the scope corner, the Fulton Hogan corner, and Philip Lowe, Chris Sutcliffe and Brent Cotton battling it out. We go back to Joey Ransom, and he's, I think, at the front of about 4 other bikes. And it's pretty sure it's him on the blue bike. As I say that, someone goes round the outside and as they head into the Flexipass corner there, the big... no, Flexipass is over the back. Sorry, folks, I missed out on an hour's sleep last night. I apologise to everyone in the pits. At 20 past 11 when we went to go to sleep in the rooms up here, I walked on in and the guard had promised me that he wouldn't set the alarm. He set the alarm. So I spent a full hour dealing with that to get it reset with the security company. So I woke everyone up the pits and I lost an hour's sleep, which is so important. So I'm a bit talking Swahili today. Apologies, folks. Let's get back onto the track, Neil Ritchie.
And indeed, in fact, when you're talking about young, we're talking about development. Congratulations to Motorcycling Canterbury. And the lunch break here today, we're actually going to have a kids demonstration, because what's happening is we're enjoying these kids getting involved in our sport. And what happens at a Motorcycling Canterbury Club Day is the fact that the kids go out first thing in the morning, they're going out the lunch break, and they're going out again in the afternoon. They're under the mentorship, tutorship, and being led by some of the adult riders. And they're 4 super kids that we've got in action here today: Sam and Lucas Guthrie, Hunter Charlotte, and young Thomas Easton. So looking forward to seeing those 4 kids going out. And when we say 4 kids, I'm talking about 7 years, 10 years, and 7, yeah, I think that's their 11 and 7. So we've got 2 7-year-olds, an 8-year-old, and an 11-year-old. So great to see. And on bikes that aren't necessarily motorcycles for racing as well, like for example the Honda CRF110 or the MR-TTR90. So fun little kids bikes that they'll be out on later on. So we're going to look forward to seeing that, because that's developing the future, and that comes free of charge. So if you want to have a go and getting your kids involved at an early age and having some fun on a motorcycle, there's our opportunity, and we'll be previewing that down. Nice to be joined here by Dean Watson at the moment on the Yamaha Racing today. He did have New Zealand Cylinders shirt on yesterday, Dean, but we'll let you off for your change of wardrobe. More importantly, you're always looking well. More importantly today, how are you feeling? Because the last couple of years you've been not quite the best at round number 1, but feeling all right this year?
Yeah, I got a sore shoulder from a crash at Nelson on the 2nd of January, so feeling it yesterday. Morning scrub was only 3 laps, and I felt all right without painkillers, so I'll have a couple for the 8-lap race, and hopefully the fatigue of the sore shoulder, because this is such a physical track with change of direction.
But the adrenaline will take over and kill the pain anyway, won't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, exactly. Dean Watson to join us, and Dean with a mega time of experience out there. Dean, this kind of class out there at the moment with our 150s, Canterbury have just been so dominant with this, and look at how many people have gone on to bigger and greater feats in our sport. It's always good to see here. Yeah, no, it's great. You know, we've got the Hoogan Bosoms have all gone through here. Matt's having a good battle through there, I see, on a bucket. He's actually managed to get Joey Ransom in that group of 4, so he's improving his time. So it's a brand new motor for him this weekend after it expired at Southern Classic. So obviously just running it in and it's getting more power and used to it again. And the names are countless that have come through this, and we've got multiple national champions that have come out of this class. Well, the one that I like, of course, is to see Vanessa Gill back in here as well. And Vanessa, formerly from Blenheim, but she just used to travel to Ruapuna all the time. I think she decided to might as well shift to Christchurch. She's still been riding the 150 and the 250 that she's had for years. Father Jock Woodley, of course, was a fantastic hero of ours in motorcycling. And to see Vanessa still a smile on his face, walking around the pits totally in a male-dominated area, but she can certainly stand her own, can't she? Yeah, no, definitely. And there are females out all through the Olivia Goddard. I do believe she's out in this race here, and also 250 production. And then, of course, Avalon Biddle, who really holds her own against any boys in the 600 class, which is a very physical class, and definitely shows that it's not all about muscle. It's
and another thing, this one that you she went up to.
24-hour delivery on these is hard to beat. Shipping is free.
Racing in wet conditions, really enjoyed her day. And another thing with Vanessa Woodley-Gill, she went up to Port Nelson Street Races and had the slowest bike there, but didn't face her. She really enjoyed the day. Hey, listen, I'm going to take my hat off to Jessie Wink, local Canterbury club member, who wrote a very, very good article in this development class about 3 or 4 bike rider issues. Jessie, great article. I really want to see you put pen to paper and get it published a bit more, because your writing style and your knowledge of the riders is outstanding. So, Jessie, thank you for that, and thank you for supporting the class as well.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing, Spider, that we want to see, because it's not just about developing young talent as far as being on the racetrack's concerned. Also, it's young talent about the maturity and what these kids do. I had young Angus Boyd up here yesterday. What a presentation of a shirt and the way he talked, and at a 15-year-old, that's the kind of thing I'd only dream of at 15-year-olds. Not so much about what you achieve on the racetrack, but what you're achieving off the racetrack as well, and what you're talking about in a journo effect. We always want more people to talk about our sport, and while all of that's gone on, Spider, we've been looking at the track and seeing the racing, but it's now checkered flag time. An update.
Paul Skinner's just taken the checkered flag by 4 seconds over Brent Cotton, who managed to pick up a couple of places in the last lap, and then Philip Lowe and Chris Sutcliffe, who was leading the white flag in second, has dropped down to 4th after obviously a tough last lap battle. And yeah, we've got a fastest. Yes.